What's up, everybody? It's Nemo back again with another video about Ninebot. Yay! So my other Ninebot that I had with the battery and everything got stolen here in Copenhagen. So, of course, I bought a new one, which I've been riding for a few weeks now. I think maybe 2 weeks, something like that. And I finally got myself an extra battery. So I am going to be showing you how to attach this battery. First off, with your battery, you should be getting a little bag that has 2 screws, 2 of these little metal things, and some of these little twisty things that you can use as tools. The first thing you're going to want to do is, when you know here where you usually charge your scooter, if you look at the plastic here, you can see underneath this part that there are kind of 2 layers. So you can use your nails to kind of pry open like this. Got it. The outer layer, and that just kind of clicks on and off. Quite easy to get off. And that exposes 2 screws. Well, not exactly screws, but 2 thingamajigs that it is fastened with, and you can use your tool to undo these. I'm trying to do this with one hand, so bear with me. It conveniently fell off and landed here by itself. That's all good. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Just a piece of rubber on the inside, and we can peel that right off. And that exposes some pins here. Now this is where the extra battery is actually gonna attach. So this just came right off after the 2 screws were taken out. So the next thing you're gonna wanna do is take this little bracket that you got. This is the mounting bracket. You see it has 3 screws attached to it and a little circle. The circle will be the bottom part. So if you can see, there are 3 silver screws here. And you're gonna wanna align the 3 screws here with this and attach it like that. Obviously, you're gonna take out the 3 silver screws here first. So we're just gonna take out these screws using the same tool as before. And these screws are not very tight at all. Should be quite easy for anyone to do this on their own. And that is all 3 screws out. Next thing you're going to want to do is take this bracket and screw them in. For this, I'm just going to need 2 hands for a second to take the screws out. Okay, so I did the first screw up here, which means the rest shouldn't be that hard to get aligned. Try to align it the best you can, and then just use your tool. Whoops. Try to apply some pressure to the screw as you go clockwise. Hopefully you feel it go in, and then you just want to tighten it up until the bracket is all nice and snug. You're gonna align the bottom connector with this hole and just place it on there. Sorry if this is not looking very good, it's kind of hard with one hand, but it places itself on there pretty easy. Now you have 2 holes, one here and one here at the bottom. The 2 extra large screws that you got here go in those 2 holes. So let me just attach one so I can actually use my hand. Once the first screw is in, as I have it now, just go ahead and tighten the second screw up. This is definitely a lot easier with 2 hands, at least for the first one, because the battery is not going to hold itself in place without a screw, and you can't place the screw with one hand because when you let go of it, it falls out. So 2 hands helps. Now, when this is tied up, you should have 2 rubber concealers here left in your pack that are going to go in these 2 holes so it doesn't look so weird. For these screws, you're going to have to use the bigger one of these tools. You should have gotten 2 in your pack. So one is for the smaller screws here, and one is for these 2 big screws that holds the battery in place. Now I'm just going to tighten this up. You want to make sure this is as tight as you can possibly get it. You don't want the battery to be loose, get a loose connection, or or water being able to go on the inside or anything like that. So use two hands if you have to and tighten it up as tight as you can. And the last step of the journey will be to put these rubber concealers in the holes here. So the easiest way to verify that the battery is actually in correctly is to just lift the lid here and plug in the charger, and you'll hear your scooter say a little beep and you can see the charging percentage. Yeah, and that looks like a pretty successful attachment to me. It's very steady, not going anywhere. So yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And until next time, guys, have a good one. Bye.